Thanks for joining the webinar. I'm Jim Munchback, founder and CEO of Bayrock Financial, and I am so glad you're here. Hopefully, you've heard about our COVID-19 special offer. It's good for a limited time until the end of April 2020. Our normal $500 setup fee is waived. Our monthly subscription fee for financial planning is waived for 90 days. Our investment management fees are also waived for 90 days. My goal is to help IRA and 401k investors pay lower taxes, save more money, and build a better retirement. To do that, we collaborate with a team of advisors to design a set of retirement tax planning strategies based on each client's specific situation. Before we jump into the webinar, I want to share 3 encouraging words for you to think about. Powered by purpose. Today, we're all sharing a unique situation, one that is maybe the most challenging and in many ways one of the scariest times of uncertainty since 9/11. Every day I talk to someone who is anxious and afraid, but I also have the opportunity every day to talk to people who are full of purpose and contentment, even in the midst of this coronavirus crisis. Back in 2007, I wrote a book called Make Your Money Count, connecting your resources to what matters most. I use the metaphor of a blueprint to provide a step-by-step process for building a compelling financial life plan. The big idea was to offer a simple yet powerful model to connect your money with what matters most, your purpose. I wrote Make Your Money Count while I was still a State Farm agent. In fact, I was the first State Farm agent in the Houston area who was also a certified financial planner. So this is actually my 3rd market meltdown of my career as an investment advisor. The dot-com bubble, the global financial crisis, and now COVID-19, or what feels like global financial crisis 2.0. When we go through a crisis, personally, with our family, or as a community, it often brings a sense of clarity to our lives. Sometimes our purpose gets blurred by the busyness of life as we know it in our culture of consumerism. For many people in our community, this is one of those times of crisis. We're all in this crisis together, and we'll get through it together. I hope and pray for you to stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy every minute you have with the people you love. Now back to the webinar. I created IRA Tax Saver to help IRA and 401k investors lower taxes, save money, and build a better retirement. This webinar was actually supposed to be presented in live workshops. We plan to offer weekly lunch and learns here at the University of Houston Technology Bridge and also in various places around the Houston area. Instead, we've decided to put together a short series of webinars like this one. Our tagline at Bayrock is Smarter Strategies and Better Results, because our process is designed to create individual retirement tax planning strategies for each of our clients. Today's webinar will include 3 sections: the process, the platform, and the plan. Paying lower taxes, saving more money, and building a better retirement is what IRA Tax Saver is all about. And I've come to believe it's what most people want and expect from their financial advisor. The big problem is your CPA is not talking to your family attorney. Your family attorney isn't talking to your insurance agent. Your insurance agent is probably not talking to anybody on your advisory team, and your investment guy is probably talking to himself. Trust me, I know. I'm an investment guy. So our process involves collaborating with each financial advisor in your life. You'll see how it works in sections 2 and 3, the platform and the plan. But first, the process. The client onboarding process typically includes 3 things: the discovery meeting, the risk survey, and the intake form, or the client questionnaire. The discovery meeting. When I think about working with a new advisor, I have a lot of questions. Most of those questions can only be answered in a one-on-one meeting. We call it a discovery meeting, and it usually starts with a quick introduction, a call, to find out if it makes sense for us to consider working together. The actual discovery meeting is typically an hour or more, depending on how many questions you have. You'll notice at the top right of your screen, there's a moving image that shows my quick calendar link. It's super easy to schedule our first call. You just click on the blue Get Access button and you'll be taken directly to my calendar where you can pick a day and a time that works for you. You can also find our calendar link by clicking on cfpconsult.com anytime. Due to COVID-19, we've expanded our office hours to include evenings and Saturdays. We work on Sundays only in an emergency. Typically, our free consultations are done using Zoom or by phone. If you're not too comfortable with technology, no worries. We'll make sure to always go at your pace. Whenever you're ready to talk, we'll be ready to listen. The risk survey, the next step in the process, is our 5-minute risk survey. It's fast, it's fun, and it's free. So again, please look up to the right. Up on the right of your screen, you'll see a blue Get Access Now button. And if you click the button, you'll be taken directly to the 5-minute risk survey. So now I want to show you what happens on our end when you complete the risk survey. I created this sample report so you can see our portfolio risk analysis. It's a process. And as you can see on the screen, this report provides excellent insight into your portfolio and, more importantly, the risk you have in your portfolio. Managing investment risk is the most important part of managing investments. And in order to help you manage your risk, we start with the 5-minute risk survey, and then we conduct a thoughtful portfolio risk analysis, which results in our proposal. When we make our investment proposal, our recommendations, we include a list of the specific holdings in your current portfolio, as well as the specific securities that we're recommending. So you should have no question about what you're getting and how much risk you have in your portfolio, as well as the portfolio that we're recommending. The report shows a heat map of each security, the dividend distribution from each holding, and a neat little section that highlights historical events and how your portfolio would have performed compared to the portfolio we're proposing, both compared to the S&P 500. So disclaimer here, past performance is no guarantee of future results, as we're learning. All investments have risk. Next is the intake form, or the client questionnaire. So finally, I've included the Get Access Now button to let you download our client intake form. We usually call it a client questionnaire. Here's what it looks like, and as you can see, it's really just a tool to help you get organized. It helps you help us help you. It organizes your financial information in a way that makes it really easy. You can also get this in Excel version. If you email me, I'll send you the Excel file. If you're an engineer, you'll like that. So as we wrap up this first section of the webinar, the process, let me just summarize the 3 steps in the onboarding process. And by the way, after the webinar, you'll receive a "Thanks for joining us" email with a list, a menu of our most popular retirement tax planning strategies and some resources. I certainly don't want to overwhelm you with information in the webinar, so instead, we'll simply follow up with an email with a link to each of the steps we just talked about. The calendar link so you can book your first call whenever you want. When you're ready to talk, we're ready to listen. The 5-minute risk survey. And this is sometimes done in the first step because you can complete the survey anytime you want. It just takes 5 minutes, so do it at your leisure. And number 3, the intake form. This is pretty important. Just like when you go to see a doctor for the first time, you're asked to fill out the intake form. We have a requirement to know you before we make recommendations, and the intake form helps us do that. So now that we've finished the process, let's take a look at the platform.